There's a $20 setup that keeps van dwellers safe all night. No expensive security system, no monthly monitoring fees, no complicated installation. Just a few small devices that fit in your glove box and create a wall of protection around your van while you sleep. One hangs on your door and screams if anyone touches it. One wedges under your door and triggers if anyone pushes. One clips to your keychain and brings help with a single pull. Combined, they produce over 120 decibels of ear-splitting sound that sends intruders running and wakes up everyone within 300 feet. Decibels. Police departments have tested these devices. Hotel security teams rely on them. Solo travelers carry them across the world. Police. The setup is called a portable alarm system, and it outperforms security packages, costing hundreds of times more. Portable, yet walk into any van life shop or RV store and you will find salespeople pushing $300 alarm systems, $200 GPS trackers, and monthly monitoring subscriptions that never end. RV, nobody mentions the $20 alternative that does everything most van dwellers actually need. They did not stop selling this because it failed. They stopped promoting it because it worked too well for too little money. Failed. A $20 solution cannot sustain a vehicle security industry, and what cannot generate profit must be forgotten. Profit. This is the story of the simplest security setup ever made, and why the industry hopes you never discover what has been sitting in the travel aisle this whole time. Here's the thing about security in a van that most people fundamentally misunderstand. You do not need to stop an intruder physically. You need to make your van the wrong target. Criminals are not looking for a fight. They are looking for an easy opportunity. A silent van with dark windows looks like an easy opportunity. A van that explodes with 120 decibels the moment someone touches the door handle is the worst opportunity on the street. The goal is not to win a confrontation. The goal is to make sure no confrontation ever happens. My grandfather used to say the best fight is the one that never starts. He was talking about difficult neighbors, but he understood the same principle that makes noise-based deterrence so effective for van life. The numbers tell the real story. According to research on criminal behavior, most burglars abandon a target within 10 seconds of an alarm sounding. They do not stick around to see if it is real. They do not try to disable it. They run. A 120 decibel alarm is louder than a chainsaw. It is louder than a rock concert. It is loud enough to cause physical pain if you are standing next to it. No criminal wants to work under those conditions. No criminal wants every neighbor looking out their window. No criminal wants to explain that noise to a passing police car. A $5 door alarm creates more deterrent than a $500 silent GPS tracker that only helps you after you have already been robbed. Pretty obvious choice when you actually think about it, right? Stay with me, because the history of this technology is where the story becomes genuinely remarkable. Portable door alarms were invented for hotel travelers in the 1980s. Business people sleeping in unfamiliar cities needed protection without relying on hotel security they did not trust. The devices had to be small enough to pack in a suitcase, simple enough to use without instructions, and loud enough to wake the entire floor. Engineers designed units that detected vibration or door movement and responded with instant, overwhelming sound. The concept was brilliantly simple. Stop. Make the intruder stop himself. By the 1990s, these alarms became standard equipment for government employees traveling abroad. Embassy workers carried them. Military personnel packed them. Journalists working in dangerous regions never traveled without them. The same technology that protected diplomats and soldiers now costs less than a fast food meal. Here's what happened next that should make you genuinely angry. As van life exploded in popularity, a security industry rose to meet it. Companies saw vulnerable people sleeping in vehicles and saw dollar signs. They created elaborate alarm systems with sensors on every door and window. They sold GPS trackers with monthly subscription fees. They marketed cellular monitoring services that charged you forever. A simple problem that a $20 setup solves completely became a recurring revenue opportunity worth hundreds per year. The devices did not get better. They got more complicated and more expensive. The technology that embassy workers trusted their lives to sat forgotten in the travel aisle while van dwellers paid 10 times more for solutions that worked no better. The industry needed you to believe that security required complexity. The truth is that security requires one thing: noise. Overwhelming immediate noise that makes your van the worst target on the street. But here's the catch that separates van dwellers who sleep peacefully from those who lie awake anxious. You need layers. One alarm is good. Multiple alarms covering different entry points is better. A criminal who triggers your door alarm might try a window instead. A criminal who sees multiple alarm stickers might skip your van entirely. The setup I am about to show you creates 3 layers of protection for under $20. Each layer serves a different purpose. Together, they create a security system that rivals professional installations costing hundreds. My grandmother always said a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. She was talking about her garden fence, but she understood exactly why layered security works so well. Here's what the complete $20 setup includes. Layer 1 is a portable door alarm. This is a small device about the size of a deck of cards that hangs on your door handle or wedges against the door frame. When the door opens or vibrates significantly, it triggers an alarm between 100 and 120 decibels. Cost is $5 to $8 at any travel store or online. Layer 2 is a door wedge alarm. This is a rubber wedge that slides under your door from the inside. It serves 2 purposes. Physically, it makes the door harder to push open. Electronically, it contains a pressure sensor that triggers 120 decibels if anyone forces the door against it. Cost is $5 to $10. Layer 3 is a personal panic alarm. This is a small device on a keychain with a pull pin. When you pull the pin, it emits a continuous 120 to 140 decibel shriek until you replace the pin. You keep this next to your pillow. If someone somehow gets past your door alarms, you have a backup that brings attention instantly. Cost is $3 to $5. Total investment for all 3 layers is $15 to $23, depending on where you shop. Here's where the numbers become impossible for the security industry to dispute. A basic vehicle alarm system professionally installed costs $200 to $500. Monthly monitoring services cost $20 to $40 that never stops. A GPS tracker costs $100 to $300, plus $10 to $30 monthly. Over 1 year, a monitored security system costs $400 to $800. Over 5 years, you have spent $2,000 or more. The portable alarm setup costs $20 once. It requires no subscription. It needs no professional installation. It works immediately anywhere in the world. Both systems accomplish the same goal: making noise that scares intruders away. One costs 100 times more than the other. Van life influencers with sponsored content will not tell you this because security companies do not pay sponsorships for $20 solutions. Stay with me because knowing how to deploy this setup correctly makes all the difference. The door alarm goes on your most vulnerable entry point. For most vans, this is the sliding side door or the rear doors. Hang it on the interior handle so any movement triggers it. Set the sensitivity to high if your alarm has that option. The door wedge goes under your main entry door from the inside. Push it firmly against the door so there is constant light pressure on the sensor. This serves as your primary barrier. Even if someone defeats your door alarm somehow, they still have to push against the wedge, which triggers a second alarm and physically resists entry. The personal alarm stays within arm's reach while you sleep. Clip it to your sleeping bag or keep it on a lanyard around your wrist. If you wake to any sound or threat, you have instant access to 120 decibels of help. Some van dwellers keep a second personal alarm in their pocket when they leave the van. Same device, dual purpose. Here's what many van dwellers ask: Do these alarms actually work, or do criminals just ignore them? The research is clear. A study on burglar behavior found that visible and audible alarms are the single most effective deterrent. 83% of convicted burglars said they would abandon a target if an alarm activated. The remaining 17% said they would leave within 1 minute. No burglar in the study said they would continue working through continuous loud alarm sound. The psychology is simple. Criminals need time and privacy. An alarm eliminates both instantly. They cannot work while everyone is looking. They cannot think while 120 decibels destroys their concentration. They cannot explain the noise to anyone who approaches. The only logical choice is to leave immediately. Your $20 setup exploits the same psychology that protects bank vaults. The banks just pay more for the same result. Here's exactly what to do with this knowledge. Go to Amazon, Walmart, or any travel store. Purchase one portable door alarm for $5 to $8. Look for 120 decibel minimum with a sensitivity adjustment. Purchase one door wedge alarm for $5 to $10. Make sure it has both the physical wedge and the electronic sensor. Purchase one personal keychain alarm for $3 to $5. Look for a pull pin design that is easy to activate under stress. Total cost will be $15 to $23. When you return to your van, hang the door alarm on your most vulnerable door. Position the wedge under your main entry door. Clip the personal alarm somewhere within arm's reach of where you sleep. Test each device once to confirm it works and to know what to expect when they trigger. The first night you sleep with this setup active, you will understand why embassy workers and soldiers trusted their lives to the same technology that the security industry hopes you never discover. Van dwellers across the country who have switched to portable alarm setups consistently report the same experience. The anxiety that kept them awake disappeared. The constant checking of door locks stopped. The fear of every footstep outside their van faded. For under $20, they bought something that expensive security systems could not provide. Peace. Confidence to actually sleep, instead of lying awake, listening for danger. The knowledge that if anything happens, they will know immediately and everyone nearby will know too. But I need to be completely honest with you about something important. Portable alarms have real limitations. They do not physically prevent entry. A determined intruder can still break a window or force a door. They work best as deterrents, not barriers. They require batteries that need occasional replacement. They can trigger accidentally from wind or vibration if set too sensitive. The honest claim is this: a portable alarm setup dramatically reduces your risk by making your van a terrible target and giving you instant warning if anyone tries anyway. For most van dwellers in most situations, this level of protection is more than enough. For those in extremely high-risk areas, additional physical security like steering wheel locks or door reinforcement may be worth considering. But the foundation of any security system is awareness and deterrence. $20 buys you both. So what have we learned? Staying safe in a van does not require an expensive, complicated security system. It requires understanding that criminals avoid noise and attention. It is embassy workers trusting portable alarms in hostile countries. It is the research showing 83% of burglars abandon targets when alarms sound. It is the math of 120 decibels making your van the worst target on any street. It is a $20 setup matching the effectiveness of systems costing hundreds. It is an industry that profits from complexity, hiding the simplest solution in the travel aisle. It is van life influencers pushing sponsored content while $20 alarms sit at Walmart. It is the peace of mind that has been available this whole time while van dwellers lost sleep worrying about security they thought they could not afford. This knowledge did not disappear. It was waiting. In travel stores where business people buy protection for hotel rooms. In online reviews from solo travelers who sleep soundly around the world. In the pockets of embassy workers who trust their lives to $10 devices. In the simple truth that criminals hate noise and $20 buys more noise than anyone can stand. Diplomats knew, soldiers knew, experienced travelers knew. The security industry definitely knew. And now, so do you. The setup is not complicated. $20, 5 minutes to deploy, 3 layers of protection, 120 decibels of deterrent, no subscriptions, no installation, no sponsored content trying to sell you something bigger. If this opens something for you, subscribe and share it with everyone who deserves to sleep without fear. Drop your own security methods in the comments below. What setups have kept you safe that nobody talks about? The best van life knowledge comes from people actually living it. Help someone else stop losing sleep and start enjoying the freedom they came to van life to find. Van dwellers are remarkably creative when survival demands it, and frankly, that is pretty impressive.